All right. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started with our lessons challenge play party. So today we're just going to go ahead and jump into the method and technique. And the most strategic way to do this, if you want to win, in other words, get the most golden tickets, would be to start from level 1 and just, bang out as many really easy ones as you can. But you can also go and do some that are more at your, I wouldn't even say your level, but that are going to take you a little bit longer, go up to, level 4, 5, 6, and do some that are a little bit more challenging. That might be more fun. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but know that the winner will be the person that gets the highest number of tickets during the half hour. So, all right. If you have any questions, please message me in the chat and I can help you. And then as people come in, I will help them get started. Remember to mute yourself so nobody else can hear you. And we'll see you back at 10:39. All right, go ahead and count your entries from the time we started to now. I think only Lawrence and Cami had. Maybe Anne did. I don't remember. But count those that you got during this time. Thank you. I was just saying, Cami had 85, 0. Lawrence 92. All right, we probably have our winner. But Cheryl, how many did you get?
Michelle, I didn't do it.
You didn't do it? Okay, so 0 like me then. So yeah.
I had to set up some Zoom meetings.
Gotcha. No worries. I wasn't able to either. So we had our winner this time was Lawrence with 92, which is crazy.
Wow.
How did you do that?
Lawrence, were you on an iPad?
No. I know iPad has a maximum of 300, but that's kind of too fast for most of them anyways. So I don't try that.
Crazy. Okay.
How do you get rid of the pop-up box before it comes up? Because I couldn't. I had to hit OK every single time.
As quickly as possible.
Oh, okay. I should have known that. You've said that before, and I forgot about that.
It's a little different than the
other challenges.
The challenges, yeah. You have to get 100% for one thing.
Yeah. And if you accidentally touch a note on the way to the note,
you're screwed. Then you may as well
just start over.
All you need is 96, then one mistake usually is okay.
Yes. And so I'm curious, Lawrence, did you just stick to method and got through almost the entire first level right now, or did you do some in technique? What was your strategy?
Did method 1, technique 1, method 2, technique 1, and then I just did method after that, but I skipped Peter, and I skipped the speed read at the end because those seem to be
all the strategy.
Yes,
Lawrence.
he goes into it with a lot of strategy. It's so funny. I love it. Cool. And Alfredo, did you participate today? It looked like you were playing.
Yeah, he put his score in.
Oh, I didn't see it. Here. Oh, was it above that?
I don't see it either.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Maybe he just sent it to you, Lawrence.
Oh, yeah, it's a direct message.
Well, you're special.
Shouldn't have done that. I'll copy and...
Okay.
Oh, no, now it'll be a direct message to him.
It's okay, Alfredo. What was it? What number?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just did, as you can see, 81 points, just in the method area.
Wow.
But I worked on this a few days ago, and I got more points. But just for 30 minutes, I did those 80 points, 80
80.
tickets.
That was,
Awesome.
we were really close, me and Alfredo.
Yeah.
Had you done
That's
already
amazing.
level 1A, or did you save them for this meeting?
No, I started 30 minutes ago.
But did you start on 1A or had you already completed 1A previous to this
I
meeting?
started in 1C.
Wow.
1B and 1C. I have already done the 1A, and I have already done the technique, the method. I have already done the 1A, and in technique I have already done the 1A
Wow.
and 1C. Yes.
Well, I think Alfredo should get some bragging rights for this challenge too, even though he didn't technically win.
Did anybody complete a level 6 song? That's what I want to know.
Look,
Who would waste their time on that? It's a competition.
I know. Just
That's
wondering.
funny. Awesome. Well, cool. I'm glad you guys came and had fun. We didn't have very many people here today, so hopefully next time, what is it? Halloween. It'll be the Halloween challenge. Hopefully we get some more people and we can have, some more competition going on. But this was fun. So thanks for being here.
Do we
Hopefully
have
next
another
time I
meeting?
also have a working keyboard.
Yeah, do we have another meeting in 2 weeks?
We do. Yep. And our meeting in 2 weeks is very exciting. Basically, it'll be the launch of the Piano Marvel, teacher portal. So we're kind of switching up the way that we've done certification. So we've reorganized some things and hopefully made it easier and more intuitive, quicker to get through. And then we also will be launching the marketing campaign for the teachers on the Find a Teacher page to get you guys more students. So it'll be a dual launching. If you want more students, if you don't, then you can say I'm waitlisting or I don't have it, no spots available. But it's exciting that this is finally happening. So we're basically going to have kind of like a, grand revealing. We'll all look at it together. It'll be like the big reveal of what we've been working on. And then you guys can ask questions you have about it or whatever, kind of a little celebration that, it's finally going to happen. So it'll be very exciting.
So I know we've been talking about timeframes. So what is the, do you know what I'm asking as far as the time frame? Is it going to be
like when, so I believe it'll be about that day or the day before that we release it. So we should, let's see. So it should be either the 18th or the 19th. So either the day before our meeting or the day of our meeting will be the release date.
Okay. So we're not telling them about the new courses yet. We're waiting until the reveal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it deserves its own meeting because there's a lot in it, a lot that went into it, and it involves everybody here. So yeah, I think it deserves its own time. So I'm excited.
I won't say anything, but Cheryl already knows some of it. So
yeah, and that's fine. And we've talked about it a lot, in the past few months. So I'm sure everybody knows a little bit about it. It's not like it's a secret, but we're just gonna finally reveal it and show everybody what it looks like, how it works. So yeah.
And the part that I'm most excited about is the marketing for students. I know not everyone can take more students, but I'm really, really excited about that part of the whole process. So
yes, I am excited too. Oh, Shayla's coming in. She wasn't able to participate earlier, but said she'd jump on. So I'll probably tell her what's going on. Hey Shayla, how are you?
well, and or should we have Sheila invite her, or what am I trying to say?
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, introduce herself.
Yeah, if you're able to, aren't you at a doctor's office right now? So you're not maybe.
I am at a doctor's office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no worries.
I started with Piano Marvel with I taught 192 students last week, and just all starting at level A, 1A, and a lot of the first day was just getting them plugged in, being able to log in. By day 2, they were moving right along.
Awesome.
And instead of Skittles, I have little pom-poms because it's school. Anyway, it's working well. So I'm excited about this new golden ticket thing. I think that's going to be really exciting.
Awesome.
I'm struggling to know what to do for the ones that just don't seem to get it, because I teach 24 at a time. So I teach all of 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So anyway, I'm going to mute now so that you don't hear all the background noise.
So we have some teachers here who teach group. It sounds like you teach group. Is that correct?
She teaches in a school, a public school.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I was going to say, you know, Cindy and Anne might have some things to say as far as helping those students who are struggling along in that group setting is what I was thinking. I don't know if you guys do, but I thought you might.
Well, 24 is a big group. So they're going to have to learn to be a little self-sufficient in that regard. But
Yeah.
maybe pair them up as, you know, piano pals, and they can help each other a little bit. Maybe you have small groups of piano pals and you can visit the group to help everybody in the group, because to visit one-on-one with 24 is a little bit, I don't know if that's doable.
Yeah, and something I've noticed, I don't know if this is the case for everyone, but like sometimes kids can explain to kids in a way that kids get it. So even if you've explained it so clearly, there's no way they can't understand. Somehow, sometimes, this happens with my son all the time, that I'll be explaining something and then he explains it at like kid level and they get it. So that peer mentoring might be pretty helpful for them.
Especially if you choose, you know, kids that you know really get it and they're flying through it, to be kind of those mentors or in that group with those students who aren't getting it as well, then that should help a lot. Those kids generally tend to enjoy taking on the mentorship role as well. Like they like to impart wisdom.
Oh, they love it.
So, yeah.
And then once they get it, they just fly.
Yeah. Are you doing little kids, right? Elementary?
They're 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And
Okay, yeah.
There's 24 in each classroom.
Man, we better watch out for you on the leaderboard, because that 3rd, 4th, and 5th age group, Cindy has that age group, Anne has that age group. They are fierce competitors in these challenges.
They are.
So...
In fact, one of my students was, well, Emery, she's a practice, she practices
Fiend.
60 minutes, 7 days a week, regardless. Anyway, she
was that Piano Marvel minutes?
Yes, she was, and she is, I think she's 10. Anyway, she was the very first person in the world to have the first golden ticket on this challenge. It was in class, and she said, "I'm the first one."
That's so cute.
So she was so excited. I said, "Wow, you're number 1 in the world."
Well, and the top 2 studios, can someone share I guess I could share my screen. The top 2 studios are both schools. So that's why, Sheila, I think you might be right up there with some of those studios, because the schools really have so many students, and that age group is really competitive from what I've seen. Lawrence says, I would like to compare how many I did in 30 minutes last year. Oh, how can you find the link
so
to
it would just be, I think it was September also. So it would just be the September of last year video. So we have I'll share like the link to the playlist of all of the videos, and then you can just go back in time a year and find that one.
On Facebook.
Yeah, it is on Facebook, but I'll go grab the link and throw it in right here just so you don't have to go searching for it.
Just curious. I
Yeah.
think I did. I was looking for last year. You sure it was?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I didn't feel like we did quite as many last year as we did this year, but I don't have a great memory. But that's kind of.
I think you did more this year.
Yeah, because I remember thinking, wow, I think that's the most ever.
Yeah. All right.
So we haven't met with teachers for quite some time. I was thinking if we just see if anybody has questions that have come up as they've started school and their students are, you know, they're getting going and using Piano Marvel. Does anybody? Oh, Michelle already found it. Wow.
I did, but yeah, so that's the link, but that's a great idea, Cami. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to talk about? We have a few minutes left.
Alfredo
I-
does.
I was
No,
looking,
well, this
Sorry.
is a question.
Right, so we are live. For everybody.
This
who's
is not a
here,
question. This is a
just
suggestion
talk about-
for Piano Marvel.
Sorry, say that again. Not a question, but what?
This is not a question, but it's a suggestion. I don't know if you have the way to put a sepia background instead of white background on the sheet music, because sometimes if you are too long in the screen with the white, burns the side, the eye, burns
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you have, as other apps, thought about to being able to change the background of the pieces.
I bet that wouldn't be too hard. Yeah, of course, I'm not a web designer, so I don't know for sure, but it doesn't seem like that would be too hard. So I will bring that up with our developers and just see what ideas they have, and if it's an easy fix, then hopefully we can get it quick. So that's a good point.
Sometimes I rather play on the books that I have because are sepia, especially because I wear contact lenses or glasses. Okay, and it's for my side problem, my myopia, myopia.
Yeah.
I rather use books sometimes. I
That
love
makes
to
sense.
use Piano Marvel, but for example, here I have this, and it's like this color
Yeah.
instead of the white color, you know?
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. And again, that hopefully would be an easy fix. So I'll bring that up and see what they think. And I've also had people wondering about using like dark mode. If you have dark mode on Apple or like on Google Chrome, then it doesn't work with Piano Marvel. So it's just all black. You can't see like white notes and stabs on a black background like you would like with most websites. So I'd like to fix that too, so that for people with really sensitive eyes, they have that option. So it's mostly black with just some white. And then maybe the sepia. I hadn't thought about the sepia option, but that is a really good option. So I will ask what they think.
Black too much for the music. For other books, yes, but I cannot read very well on the black mode. Yes.
Yeah.
With the hymns have that option in the app for the LDS app, you know, the Bible library. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Is it possible in the meantime, while Michelle is looking into that and having that done, I know on some of my devices, I can turn them on to night mode, which is kind of like a little easier on your eyes. Have you been able to try that, to do that?
I have no idea. I don't use that. I like really bright stuff, like to probably an unhealthy degree. Like I can't wear sunglasses, but I don't know. Does anybody use that option on their computer and have tried that with Piano Marvel?
I haven't, but I do actually have the same issue that Alfredo has, but that's just when I've been on Piano Marvel for quite a while and focusing on it for quite a while. My eyes will start to get tired. But I'm thinking because you have glasses, you probably couldn't utilize the glasses that are for reducing like computer. I'm having a hard time with words today. Like the strain on your eyes.
Yeah, the blue light.
Yeah.
Actually, this should have the blue light mirroring, but I feel like I am kind of dry. My eyes get dry if I am too long on the computer, especially because I teach many students during the day.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, hopefully that would be a quick fix. So Sheila says, I have a quick question. Do you use the app or pianomarvel.com for students to log in? When I have them use the app, it still lets them log in. It has them log in twice.
I don't understand that. Yeah, I was gonna ask, Sheila, are you using iPads or something else?
Chromebooks. She's using Chromebooks.
Chromebooks. Okay, so there's no app for Chromebooks. You can like download it to your desktop and open it that way, but you still do have to go in. It's like it's not an app; it's just a shortcut. So don't like they can open it that way, but it's not necessary. Like either way, they have to go through a browser to log in that way. So whatever way you think is fastest, they shouldn't have to log in twice.
Yeah, I was trying to think, why are they logging in twice?
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is on like a PC, you can open up the app and it'll just take you say open, and then it takes you to the browser and then you log in. So probably something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, with Chromebooks, you can't. There's no app. There's just an online login.
From the app, it takes them again to log in.
Yeah, there's no Chromebook app. It's just a shortcut from the desktop. So it takes you to your login.
So she has 24 keyboards. This is exciting. I wish the schools where I am would wake up. So
I know, yeah.
has 24 keyboards and does all those classes. That's so great.
Yeah,
That
we're
is
getting more
awesome.
and more public schools, private schools, universities every week. Just more and more are jumping on. So it is very exciting. Because
Yes.
what'll happen when more and more schools use it is these students, like our students who are using it with us, they can also use it at school, more progression there. And then when they graduate from high school and they go into college, if they're taking a piano class, they can test right out of it and move on to a harder one because their school is using Piano Marvel too. Just like the more standardized it becomes, the easier it'll be to use, in many different places. So I'm excited about it.
What marketing? Do you have marketing in place to take to school districts or to take to, to try
Not
to see if they
really.
would jump at that idea?
What we've kind of done is anyone who has an in with a district or a superintendent or something will basically set up a meeting with someone on our team. So you can tell them what let them know you enjoy it, your students enjoy it, and then set up a Zoom meeting with one of us, and we can answer their questions and give them any, like salesy type material that they would need.
We do go to some of the conferences for the public school systems. I'm thinking of UMEA, but there's like a name in general for all of those. I can't think of it right now, but and then they get to come and try it at the conference and kind of see how it works. And sometimes that's when the schools take it on as well.
Mm-hmm. But I do find that like the most effective way is for people in their community, in their school system, people who like are part of, they have a grandkid that goes there, something like that. They tend to have more sway over what happens in those schools because they can get on boards, they can, influence in different ways. So it generally is more effective when people within the system are advocating for Piano Marvel because they have, it's not us coming to them like, hey, buy our product. It's people who have the kids' best interest at heart coming and saying, hey, this has worked for me. I bet this would work for you. So it's just kind of different. Yeah. So if you do have a school that you want us to talk to, let us know. We're more than happy.
This is just a question out of curiosity. What are you guys finding most beneficial from Piano Marvel in your teaching this year as you start your students up? And what are you running into that you're like, this is not working the way I would hope it would work?
I'm running into students that I've had for 5 or so years. They're experiencing some Piano Marvel burnout, and they're not using the tools. They're just a little in burnout. And I had a studio challenge this last month where they set a goal of Piano Marvel. How many minutes are they going to play, and where do they want to be on the big board, right? and very few hit the goal. And I was sad about that. And I think it's
Thanks.
just a little bit of burnout. So I need to find something to jumpstart them again.
Gotcha. I do find that having different, like if we're always focused on the same things, I definitely see burnout in my students. So like one thing that always helps is the YouTube competition because it's like a change from the normalcy. But there are lots of different things that we can do throughout the year to just kind of do a project, like something that's not what they're used to. One that might be really cool is to do some kind of ensemble. You might need to get more MIDI instruments like a guitar and some drums or something like that, but it'd be well worth it if you could have your students learning because we have several different like pop songs that have all the different parts for different instruments and bands.
Do you have that information, like what kind of instruments those are? I mean, I saw them at the conference and was interested, but I have no idea what they cost. I have no idea.
Yeah, they're just like you'd look up a MIDI drum set. Maybe what's it called? Guitar Center would be a great place to buy this kind of thing. So Guitar Center, MIDI guitar or MIDI drum set. And you can like there's lots of different models. If you want me to send you like the specific links to ones that I know work, then I can do that. But essentially if it says MIDI, it's probably gonna work with piano. So you just plug in the same way you would a keyboard, and then you just go to a piece that has the drum part, and then you plug in the drums, or a piece that has guitar or bass and plug in that guitar. Guitar will work for both bass and guitar. You just only play the first 4 strings and not the last 2. If you're doing bass, but then you just plug it all in and it works the same. When you click on the notes, it'll show you like this is the drum that you're playing. So it's like very similar to how Piano Marvel works with the piano, just with drum and guitar.
What price range are they in? I mean, are they hundreds of dollars?
Yeah.
Under 500, over 500?
I think under 500. Probably. I'm like I don't remember. I'm thinking around 300 for the drums, around 2 for the guitar. But now inflation may have made that higher. Maybe 3 for guitar, 4 for drums. I don't remember exactly. I can do a little bit of research after this and just make sure I'm giving you some links that will take you to the right thing.
Yeah, that would be
But
great.
it's really fun to have them do like, okay, who wants to do drums for this piece? And so it takes, a couple of weeks, but it's a couple of weeks that really get them back into it and really excited about what they're doing. And you can have them do these ensembles for the YouTube competition because that's kind of coming up in a few months. Because the really fun thing about it is when you make a video and it's this big project that they're coming together and doing in an ensemble style, it's just like it brings life into lessons again. Like it just adds a new level of excitement to it.
Yeah, the kids would love it. It's just, finding.
So I'll do that right now. I'll go look up some instruments and I'll send it to you guys.
And I also wonder, you are at a music store teaching, right? Do they?
So I'm wondering about the noise a little bit.
What I was going to say is I wonder
with MIDI
if
they can have headphones.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it's just there may be a little bit with the drum. You may hear a little bit of, but that's it. Just like muffled thumping. So it shouldn't be too loud.
So, but if they have headphones on, they're only hearing their instrument,
right?
Yes. So when it comes to like, that's for learning their piece. When it comes to actually performing it, doing videos and stuff, you may have to like set up a time with the studio where the students can come in and perform and record it, or do it at your house, have them bring their instruments to your house. I know that you had a problem with your HOA, but hopefully if it's just like a one-time thing, it's not a big deal. Or at one of their houses or a school or church or something. But I would just maybe even outside would be a good place to record it. I don't know.
Yeah, I know performance opportunities sometimes, like especially the ensemble, but performance opportunities, even if they're really simple, can kind of help. And do they spend time outside of Piano Marvel? Because are they performing from Piano Marvel, or do they have sheet music that they can work from? Because I know sometimes
they don't really have sheet music.
Yeah, because if they learn the notes and rhythms and then you have them print out the sheet music, then they really have the freedom to move into the musicality more. and then they feel more ownership of what they're playing. I found that with my students, that they can get burnout with Piano Marvel if I don't remember to do that, to be like,
So they
There,
they learn the basics of the piece and then they print it.
Mhm.
I also find though that sometimes it's a good idea to have students sight read from physical sheet
Yeah,
music, because otherwise
absolutely.
crutches can, like Piano Marvel becomes their crutch, so they focus on the cursor and the background. So if they don't have the backing track and the cursor to keep them on track, they have a hard time reading. So I do think it's good to get them outside of Piano Marvel for various reasons, but mostly just so they know how to when they come, into the real world and somebody hands them a piece of sheet music. They're not like, I only know how to read from a computer. So
Yeah, and also like if they have it memorized, I think Lawrence says mine either play from memory or we print the sheet music for a recital. Like if they have it memorized, again, that feeling of ownership, like I'm not dependent on Piano Marvel, like I have music that I can play when I want to play it. I am terrible about this, I'm going to admit openly, but it is motivating for the students to have it under their fingers. And so I easily fall into the trap of doing everything in Piano Marvel and being like, okay, I got to remember to pull away for these different parts of the process. And even in ensemble, like if they could have it memorized, that's really organic and fun to have them do that. But I know that's like next level a little bit. Does anybody else have additional ideas? I kind of see wheels turning. Maybe I don't see wheels turning.
that's all right.
Well, one thing I was going to say also is composition. Like, I don't know if you've tried composition in your studio, but it changes that changes it up too, to where especially if they like if you're working on notation, like creating a simple notation, and then if it's put in Piano Marvel, having another student play their composition, like they do for the Christmas recital, how they can submit their own Christmas song. Like there's Erin had created a resource to teach them how to do that. That's a great time to have them compose and have each other play each other's compositions, because Erin takes care of all the teaching, which is rather nice. Unless you want to take that on, which, of course, that's great too.
I also had just the thought that it's nice when our students are really on fire and like just going crazy with the challenges and everything, but it may not always be sustainable. Like it's okay for them to have off times and times when you maybe take things a little bit slower and focus on the creativity aspect of music or just different parts of it, and not necessarily work so much on the challenges. So it's possible also you can say like, these are the specific challenges we're going to work really hard on in our studio. We're really going to kick butt in these. And then these other times we're going to focus on different things, because it is like anybody, if you're working really, really hard at something, eventually burnout happens.
Well, and I don't know if any other teachers are experiencing this, but every time school starts, like that transition from summer to back into a routine, like my students are not always in a let's go frame of mind. Like they're kind of transitioning, I guess. At least I hope that's what's going on. But I don't know if other teachers notice this, but I definitely experience this every single fall when the students start back up, like getting them in the, mode of going again. It's like I'm working against a little bit of friction.
Well, I think they suddenly now have homework again. They have sports they're in. Like it's just they go into it's a time of a lot of stress for them. So I think it's natural for them to have a bit of that. Like, this is kind of gonna fall to the wayside a little bit.
So if you do some of these things, let us know what the experience is like if it actually, helps them pull out of the burnout, kind of experience, because that would be awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna this may sound really stupid, but today I'm going to take a bowl and a cake mix. I'm not going to take it out of the box, and I'm going to take some chopsticks, and I'm going to say, okay, if I make a cake and I want to use this tool to do my cake, is there a better way? You know, and then I'll say, well, what about this? You know, and what about this? What would you use? You know, and then I'm going to say, we have a lot of tools that some people aren't using. They just want to do the chopsticks. They just want to do it their way and do these chopsticks, right? So
I like that
I'm
a
just
lot.
hoping to just kind of
That's
open
really
their mind to,
awesome.
hey, I don't have to use chopsticks to make this cake. I have better guns, right? I have bigger power and I can move faster if I do it this way. So
I love that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's awesome.
And I feel like
I don't
you-
know. We'll see how that goes.
I think like you're like one of the best people I've seen at like, if I'm remembering right, I hope I'm remembering right, at like creating charts that show their progress so they
Mhm.
can see where they're at in everything.
Yeah, we do that
Because-
sometimes.
Yeah.
We
that's
might do it
really awesome.
again. Is it not realistic, or is it realistic for them to pass off 2 things in Piano Marvel and 2 things in Technique per month? That's realistic, right?
did you say
Two like trophies or 2 levels? What do you in this month?
Songs.
Oh, 2
I have
songs?
kids. I know. I have kids that aren't even doing that. That's what I mean. They're chopsticking. They're just not.
Oh,
They're not doing it.
Yeah, no, it depends on where they're at, because once they get higher,
Yeah,
up
I mean,
through there.
obviously, level 6 or level 5.
Yeah.
is slower.
yeah, those can get difficult. But if they are using the tools
I
correctly,
know.
then it
I
shouldn't
went,
take them that long. Yeah.
because of the challenge we had, I went really looked very closely into their everything, you know, and I'm like, whoa, you know, we gotta change a few things, because some of these kids,
Sometimes I do find having them go back to like one level before where they got stuck and reviewing all of those, getting 100 on the ones that came before it can be really helpful, because a lot of times you just need some review, and
Yeah.
doing that, it can help you get over a hump.
yeah,
So that could be
They're-
helpful too.
they're all excited about this challenge, and I'm excited that they're
good.
excited, because
Yeah.
this is a great challenge for what I'm dealing with. So
Awesome. Cool.
it
That's-
would be great.
I have a couple students who are to a point in the trophy cases where it's getting quite challenging for them, quite hard for them. And so I love this challenge because it forces them to go back and review and get a more solid foundation, and they knock out a ton at a time, or at least in
Yeah.
theory. We'll see if they do it. I'm trying to set a good example. So we'll see if they follow through. But that seems to really give them the, oh, I can do this. Like, all right, I got this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
All
anyway,
right. So I think, well, one sec.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Actually freaking out. I think we're about done. Does anybody else have any quick questions, or are we good to go?
That was a great question
Okay.
for the
It
end of the
was
school
great.
year. So
And did you have a question? You just came back on? Nope. Okay, well, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. It's going to be a really, really good one. I'm really excited about it. So let me know if you have any other questions in the meantime, and I'll try to find some information for you and anybody else who wants it about the different MIDI instruments. So you can do some ensembles in your
that'd be
studio.
fun. That'd be great.
And I'll get back to you guys. I'll just send you an email.
just a quick question, Michelle. Do the fundamentals incorporate some of these other instruments?
They will.
Okay, not yet. Okay.
Sorry, they're done. So, but they will. The first fundamentals book does not, but in future fundamentals books they will incorporate.
Okay. Great.
All right. Thank you guys for coming. We will see you in 2
Thank
weeks.
you. Good to see
Good
everybody.
to see
You
everybody.
too. Bye, guys.